Hello, I'm Kim, Rooster Rossiter, and on Friday the 13th, this is Spotlight Saturday, episode 197.
You don't have to do super things to be a superhero, just the right ones. If you ask me, things are just fine, just the way they are.
What's going on, everybody? I said Friday the 13th because I'm filming this before Spotlight Saturday tomorrow so that I can upload it tonight and get it all final and edited, because we're headed down to Wilmington, North Carolina for the final series race of 2019. We're wrapping up a season of 12 Ainsley's Angels Race Series races, going down to Wilmington for the Frosty 5K. Very excited to see everybody that's going to join us and all of you that are going to run virtually. And really looking forward to kicking off the 2020 Ainsley's Angels Race Series. We have big announcements for that coming up probably next week's episode, so stay tuned. We also have Mississippi Gulf Coast Marathon, half marathon happening this weekend for all of our family along the Gulf Coast. Beth and Jen are hosting, and of course that's going to lead us right into next month's big Louisiana Marathon weekend. Got some comments about that towards the end. You know, this week we celebrated Ainsley's sweet 16th birthday, and you might have seen Weekly Word. I'll go ahead and put it at the very end after the credits. I'll go ahead and upload it into this video for those of you that are interested in hearing it. But bittersweet was really the theme and became Weekly Word episode 139. I'm not going to rehash that here, but instead we're going to kick off this episode with some locations that we haven't necessarily visited too many times in Spotlight Saturday. We're going to go to St. Louis, New Orleans, but first we're going to go to Jacksonville, Florida, and see what Ambassador Kim has going on down there.
Hey, I'm Kim Hetrick. I'm the ambassador for Ainsley's Angels in Jacksonville. I'm just going to jump in here too and join in about what Ainsley's Angels is to me and my community. It's all about inclusion and making sure that everybody can participate in an endurance event no matter what their ability level. And it's about inclusion in the community, even not just in races, but just in general, because it's so important to make sure that everybody finds a place. And one of the most heartbreaking things I heard was just today in conversation with another mom was that she felt like her child was too special for even special needs schools and groups. So guess what I'm going to be inviting her to soon.
This is Bella. It was her first race of Ainsley's Angels today. So Bella, you earned your angel wings as a new rider. And Mariah earned her angel wings as a new runner. You guys made a great pair with your Christmas music. And here's Mom Kristen.
Hi.
She loved it.
I did. She had a great time.
Good.
So glad.
She's going to come back?
Yes, definitely going to come back. We had a great time. What I love about Ainsley's Angels is awesome runners like Hannah who go to her work and she talks to people and she sweet talks them and she tells them all about Ainsley's mission, and she gets an awesome Phoenix share donated to the Jacksonville Ambassadorship. So that's what's awesome.
And I think the Phoenix chair is right here.
It's right there, TIAA Bank. Yay!
I'm just really excited to join the organization. There was a chapter in Virginia where I lived previously, and I'd always see the Angels racing in the half marathon and the marathon, and I thought I could never do that. And when I saw them in the gates, I thought, you know what, it's time to try. So I'm so grateful that I read about them in the local newspaper and looked into it, and I'm just grateful to meet this great family of runners and riders, and it's been a wonderful experience.
Miss Kim said, hey, how'd you like your race? You loved it? Yes. Billy came all the way from Georgia with his awesome family just to race with us. Yeah, you love that running, don't you? We get all worked up by saying, we're going to see Miss Kim, we're going to run.
Very cool, yeah.
Don't we? Yeah. And we love to have you here.
So Jake is the reason that I got started in this, but we have a whole community to reach, right, Jake? We got to get everybody involved.
A whole community indeed, Jake. Outstanding job down there, Jake, Kim. Y'all are doing amazing work. I love when you check in with us and give us some good footage. And I still owe you a trip. I need to make my way down to Jacksonville. Gonna get there. Gonna do it. I love how everybody's involved down there. You know, speaking of having everyone involved, it kind of reminded me of the great trailer relay. St. Louis ambassador, Lisa, why don't you tell us more about that?
My name is Lisa Kojea, and I am the St. Louis ambassador for Ainsley's Angels in St. Louis. This is a very exciting morning for me. We're getting ready to go to Indiana to pick up our trailer to complete the final stage of the Great Trailer Relay. Now, this trailer started off in Ainsley's Angels in Fredericksburg, Virginia with Michelle Tritt. Misty Lawson, who is lead guardian angel of Indiana, Ainsley's Angels in Indiana, drove to Fredericksburg, Virginia for a race, picked up my trailer, brought it back to Indiana, and now I'm headed off to Russiaville, Indiana, to pick up our trailer and bring it back to St. Louis. It has been an amazing collaborative effort. When we say together we shall, this is us putting ourselves together, working together, and making this happen for St. Louis. I'm so extremely humble, grateful, and appreciative to everyone who made this happen. Michelle Tripp, starting off in Fredericksburg, Virginia, for selling us the trailer. Misty Lawson, who is amazing, went to Fredericksburg, Virginia, brought the trailer back for us. We love you, Misty. And then Chrissy Renee High and Ramsey getting the trailer to her house, storing it for us until we come get it. Thank you to everyone. Thank you for making this happen for St. Louis. We're so excited to use our trailer, and together we shall.
Together we shall indeed. Love it. I remember when that trailer was here in Virginia Beach. Of course, talk of when we were going to move it and where it was going to go. And Michelle posted that she had it available. And next thing you know, teamwork. Everybody got involved. Together we shall get that trailer to St. Louis. Can't wait to see all the chairs rolling out of the back of it and all the riders rolling in St. Louis here coming up as we kick off 2020 season. Love that. Thanks, Lisa. Hey, everybody. Ambassador Jarrett Banks is moving again. What? If you know anything about Jarrett, you know, he started off in Greenville, North Carolina, Michelle Smith and Bobby and a whole crew, and then he got moved to northern Oklahoma, started Ainsley's Angels there. Of course, it's still rocking and rolling. Then he got moved to Fort Smith, Arkansas, got that up and running. The Archangel 5K went there in August, had a great time. Of course, he's going to keep that rolling, handing off the reins as he's moving now to the North Shore. North Shore is just north of Lake Pontchartrain, which is just north of New Orleans, and he's taking over Ainsley's Angels in New Orleans. And already, down there, you can't even make this up, y'all. I'm going to just let him tell the story. Jarrett, what's going on?
All right, Jarrett Banks here, the New Orleans ambassador for Ainsley's Angels. And I'm down here in Covington today looking for a house because we're preparing to move down here January the 1st. And while I was here looking for a house, I also had to find an athlete rider. So guess who we got here? We got PJ. Look at PJ. This is Louisiana's one of the newest athlete riders in Louisiana, and this is Christy, her mother. Christy's the one who was giving me a tour of Covington and Mandeville, and I was thanking her. I said, just thank you so much for taking your whole day, because it was like from 9:30 to about 3. We're still touring the area, doing a windshield tour. And I said, thank you so much for doing this. And she said, I don't have anything to do until 4 o'clock. She said, then I have to be home for my daughter. And I thought, well, I looked at Christy and I knew that she was older than, someone that had a school, a daughter that was like school age. So I said, well, tell me about your daughter. Well, my daughter, her name's PJ, has a traumatic brain injury. And I have to be home because the caregiver leaves at 4 o'clock. So that's how I met PJ. Now we got her signed up for the Louisiana Marathon, half marathon in January. And we just did our first test ride. Are you ready to go?
Ready to go?
Yes, ready to go. Awesome. We're going to rock the Louisiana Marathon.
Like I said, you can't make this up. House hunting turned into life-changing. Looking forward to meeting you all down there at the Louisiana Marathon. And of course, anybody and everybody that wants to join us there, Martin Luther King weekend in Baton Rouge, about a month from now, contact your ambassadors immediately. If you want to roll, if you want to run, we have over 100 teams that roll over the weekend down there. There's a 5K, a 10K, a half, a full over the course of the weekend. It's always le bon temps route time. So we hope that y'all can come down there and join us. That's a wrap on 197. Of course, I ask you to stay tuned after the credits so you can see a pretty special gift that athlete rider Logan received recently down in South Mississippi. And we wish him and the whole rest of the team rolling in the Mississippi Gulf Coast a great, great, great weekend. All right, y'all. We'll see you at 198.
a young angel born with wings.
Do you know what kind of watch that is, Logan?
It's to track when you do your walking and your running.
So it's a GPS watch.
It's a fancy watch.
So instead of having to use your phone, you can use that, kind of like we all use. Okay?
Fancy schmancy. Happy early birthday. There you go, bud. Enjoy it. You better use it and track some miles.
We will.
We're going to find you on the Garmin site, and I'm going to track you, bud. Uh-huh. All right.
Ainsley's birthday today, December 10th, 2019. And on the 16th birthday, we say sweet 16. It dawned on me, however, that today is a little bittersweet, and that's the weekly word. Bittersweet. It's kind of like, it's gonna suck so bad it's awesome. It's kind of like the yin and the yang. Kind of like Alanis Morissette's ironic song. Ultimately, though, I think bitter must be recognized in order to get to the sweetness. It's bitter that Ainsley isn't here today, and it sucks that she's not in our presence physically. But the sweetness, man, the impact that one life can have on so many. Wow, right? What parent wouldn't be so daggone proud? Wow, that's sweet, and that a sweet 16. But we cannot forget to focus on, for all brief as it needs to be, the bitterness. You know, I have a friend I met recently whose son passed away 2 years ago, and she said to me, in his last week, we agreed that he could have 10 minutes of poor me, sad time, pissed off time, bitter time. But after that, every day, the rest of the day will be happy and sweet. And that resonated with me. Positivity will prevail so long as we give negativity, darkness, and bitterness just that brief opportunity to remind us what we don't want. Weekly word 139, bittersweet.